Hello friends, it's Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. If you saw my earlier today video where I was working on my December daily, at the end of that video I said I had another video planned for today, and that is I've added some things to my Etsy shop that I wanted to let you know about. I've been cleaning up my craft room. In fact, usually I put my Christmas tree up like the day after Thanksgiving, that weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I didn't because I was cleaning my craft room. I was determined to get things put away because I just couldn't take it anymore. So, yeah, I was amazed that I actually got it done because seemed like such a mess to me. So anyway, as I did that, I got a couple of things together to put in my Etsy shop. So I'm going to tell you what those are. Let's see. So I showed you on Thursday, my Thrifty Thursday, that, oh, I meant to bring it in here, but I didn't. That I'll link the video before. It was a tin of buttons. And there were some small ones in there, but most of them were big ones. So, there was quite a few in there, like a lot. I mean, not like the tin wasn't full or anything, but still more buttons than I need, you know what I mean? And I could really think that I could possibly use. So I got 4 bags. I probably can get more together, but I just got 4 together right now. And I'll show you an example. It's just 12 buttons in here, these little bags, because that's all I could fit. These buttons are huge. So I was like, I want to get 12 buttons. Oh, let me do another bag because this one's, the little top is starting to come apart here, and I don't want to just rip it because I don't have any more of these little bags. So let me show you this one. This one is together. But yeah, I couldn't get any more in here. I just stuffed as many big ones as I could in here. And then I wanted to get 12 in here, so I put some of the other smaller ones in here too to just get 12 in this little bag. So let me show you an example. See right here. So there's like 2 of these really giant ones in here. And then there's these 2, which are not the same, but they're kind of like the next size down. And then that's just a little bit smaller. That's a pretty brown one. And then this one also about that same size. And this one too, about that same size. So there's 3. Oh, yeah, let me see this one. Yeah, that one's about that same size too. And like in my Thrifty Thursday, here's 4 small ones that I put in there too to fill up the bag, all from that tin. So those are, I believe those are pretty old. I said in my video, my Thrifty Thursday video, I said I have no idea how old these are. I got these at a thrift store, and I wasn't even sure what kind of buttons they are because, well, and people said they look like, I think most people said they look like coat buttons. Some people say they look like they're from the 70s, and one person said they look like they're from the 20s. So I don't know, really how old they are. There's no way for me to know. I'm not a button expert. But I was thinking about that in one of the comments to someone. I put, well, maybe, like I have had coats with buttons, and, some of them are bigger buttons. And I had a sweater with bigger buttons, but I've never had a coat with buttons this big, like those really huge ones I just showed you. But I was thinking, I grew up in South Florida. We didn't really even need coats. In Fort Lauderdale, it doesn't get cold, really. I mean, we didn't even really have, I remember when I moved here in North Carolina, I did have a leather jacket, and I had like one long sleeve shirt or sweater or something like that. Like, we just didn't need it, you know what I mean? So no wonder I didn't recognize this as coat buttons, right? So anyway, that's my issue, right, with these buttons, other than not knowing what they are. Anyway, so long story longer, it seems, but yeah, there's 4 of these in my shop with those kind of assorted, like you can see, kind of see the different buttons here, mostly big ones, but I just put as many, like I said, as many big ones. I just want to show you that there's different colors. They're not all black. There's a little bit, like there's a gray and beige one in there. There's an orangey one in here. There's kind of peachy one in there, and a little blue one, some green ones in there. So anyway, I just did the best I could with those. The next thing, as I was cleaning up my craft room, I got together this little bundle of things, and I really, let's see, yeah, I'll just show you what I got here. There's 30 pieces in this listing. I put 30 pieces, but you'll see there's actually more than 30 pieces. I just wasn't going to count like like this little note, sticky notes here. There's more than one, and several here. These are from your creative studio, and so I just counted this whole thing as one piece, so you get the idea. There's way more than 30 pieces in here, but I didn't count each little piece of paper type thing. There's this little stuffed ornament in here. I picked these up last year at a thrift store, so I had a couple of those left. A little washi here, which is a really nice one. It's got a lot on there, but I just haven't used it in a while, so I thought, you know, I would give it up. This is a book cover, vintage book cover, the new baby. I guess sometimes I use the pages when the pages are like messed up, but I'm not really ready to make a journal, but the pages are messed up. You know what I mean? Like some have writing or might be torn. So it's not like I'm going to use those pages in a journal. So I go ahead and take the pages out and salvage the pages I can, and then have the book cover left. So you can see this probably can be wiped down a little bit, but it is vintage, and there is a number, it looks like 504 written there. I don't know if that can be taken off, but I'm just letting you know the condition of that cover, and it's, you know, been cut apart and everything. So yeah, it's a little golden book cover. I've got this, I was getting a subscription a few years ago where every subscription box every month they would send me rubber stamps like these clear stamps, and it was just so many I just couldn't. I still haven't, you know, there's quite a few I still haven't used, and this is one of them. So this is an alphabet here. You can see this A through Z here. There's an A through Z right there. There's a lowercase a through Z here. So 3 alphabet. And then there's a number. The numbers are right here on the bottom, a row of numbers. So quite a handy little, you know, rubber stamp collection there. These are gold words. I had a couple packs of these, and I've used quite a few, but I just haven't used them in a while. So I stuffed them all in here, like they're loose and everything, as you can see. And I stuffed like whatever I had left, I believe, from these gold letters in this one packet here. And so that's what that is. There's some labels. I just haven't used any of these type of things in a good while. Oh, there's one of my letters that came loose. Ho, ho, ho. So yeah, these labels, these are, see, I didn't count these as like separate. See, I counted like this is one, this is one, this is one type thing. So you can see there's lots more than 30 pieces in here. This is a tablet that I received in Happy Mail. I just don't think I'm going to be able to use all this. Like, I kept a couple pieces for myself, but there's just a lot here that you can see, tons. And then I counted this as one. So again, way more than 30 pieces. Okay, so the rest is like fabric and stuff like that. This is a crochet piece that was like the trim around the outside of a doily. It was a big round green doily. And so, yeah, that's part of the trim, and I put that in here. This is some Battenberg lace. Good long, you know, good amount of that, you know. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a good amount that you can use probably in several decorations of embellishments for journals or pages or covers or whatever. Here's a little piece here. Pretty little, like a, kind of like a, is this, let me see if I can tell. It's either crochet or knitting, but really pretty. Several different little trims here. This is another little crochet trim. So quite a long piece of that. You know, these pieces like this last a good while because we use them piece by piece, right? We cut a little piece off here and a little piece off there. So these pieces like that last a long time. Here's another little piece of kind of like a doily. Piece of that. Plus we like to use them in, you know, layering. Little pieces like this, sometimes slow stitching. These would be great for slow stitching. Here's a pretty piece of trim from something I cut apart. Isn't that a pretty one? It's kind of ecru colored. So that, let me try to go a little faster because I got one more thing to show you. This is a Quilt Square. You know, it's just the fabric, not the batten, you know, the underlayment or anything. It's just the fabric. But it is a Quilt Square piece. It's quilted. It's like greenish and pinkish colored. Pinkish, more pinkish than peach, I would say. So green and peach and that kind of off-white color there. There's a pretty color fabric here. You know, most of these are good sized pieces. This was a, what do I want to call this? Kind of like, I can't think of the word I want to use right now. It was kind of like a little shirt, like an overshirt. I'm trying to think I don't know what I'm trying to say. But kind of like a little overshirt with pockets. So I guess you can see like this is where the buttons were, and this is where the part of the sleeve was. So I had cut that apart for this fabric here because I thought it was so pretty, and it's kind of Pennsylvania Dutch looking little people on there. So piece of that, good size piece. Love the colors on that. Let me get this folded back nice here. And then this green and white, well, it's kind of off-white, checkered piece. It's like almost like kind of like upholstery type fabric. Maybe it was a tablecloth, I don't know. But yeah, cut that apart. Got some pieces of that. This is a pretty like toile piece, black and white or black and off-white. Birds and people and castles and things on there, kind of French looking maybe. And then this green and kind of botanical green and pink and white striped little square of that. And then this here, this floral, very retro kind of looking, just a little piece of that. So if you want a multi kind of eclectic pack of fabric, this is great for that. This is a really pretty one here, and I have a good size piece. It's double this. This is folded over, but this floral, really pretty. I love this one. I think I still have some more of this one too, so just sharing here. This is a piece of a lace vintage tablecloth. This is also folded over here, so double what you're seeing here. Piece of that. And this yellow, kind of light yellow and dark yellow. And there's a good size piece of that. I'm not going to unfold the whole thing. It's like several folds here. So a big piece of that because I have a lot of this. So sharing that. Here's a little piece of just stitchery. I'm going to call it stitchery. It's part of this here too. So there's a little piece of that. I think this is very old, to tell you the truth. But there's a piece there. And here's another piece of that. From that same bunch, I found a bunch of this little kind of stitched together pieces of fabric at a thrift store. Here's another one. Oh, I put several in here. I don't know if I meant to do that, but it is what it is at this point. This one looks like a Christmas tree. Isn't that neat? Somebody did that, and then I just found all these little squares at the thrift store. I don't know if they were making a quilt or what. Okay, that's the end of that. Then a little doily. It's a nubby kind of doily. This is a really beautiful fabric here, kind of eyelet fabric. Ecru colored, good size piece. Really beautiful. And the last piece is a little, this was from an apron I had to cut up because it had some stains. In fact, there's a piece of the stain right there. But you can do what you want with this, make a pocket. You could cut out this little piece right here, the little scallop piece. You could even cut out this little person, little Pennsylvania Dutch girl there. So that is that. So that is in my shop. Whenever you see this video, this stuff is already, these bundles are already in my shop. So the last thing, the third thing is these three little bundles. And I started with blue fabrics on these. So kind of a blue theme. I don't know if I have time to show you all of them. I'm going to show you one because I think I'm running out of time. I think, unless I don't know, I've got my timer here. It looks like it's running out of time, but there's, I think I counted 11 pieces. So I'll come tied like that with a nice, now these are not in any way perfect, these patterns. See how this one has a tear right here, and here's the back. So these are vintage patterns. Each one has one. This one has, look at these girls on there. Aren't they pretty? Probably 70s or something. And then it has several pieces of fabric, which I said I was going for the blues. But this one's blue and purple. A nice, you know, good size piece. This one's blue and white. These two are from Vintage Sheets. So a nice blue and white piece of this one. Okay, isn't that pretty? This one is really gorgeous. I don't know where I got this, but it's very pretty. Sparkly snowflakes. A good size piece of that. Could use that for Christmas, right? Another sheet. Oh no, this is what is this? Something. Oh, I cut up this is a whole piece. Oh, this is a whole piece. Yeah, I think I do have a whole scarf possibly in each one. This is all one. Oh no, I cut it right here. Here's where I cut it. Okay, so it has this pretty trim here. Here's where I cut it in half probably, or somewhere thirds or something. Here's the other side with some pretty flowers and bows. They're pink and greens. There's a light green and a blue. You can see there's another row of flowers right here. So that's a pretty piece. Some kind of linen there that I cut up. And then I have, oh, this is a piece from a quilt top that I had. And this was a piece of the quilt that I salvaged from that quilt top. And then there's a little piece of a doily here. Some of the outer trim, it was a big circle, as you could see. So this is a piece of that doily. You know, it's not, see, it's not anything perfect. It's just something I cut up, and this was a piece of it. And then on top of this, the fabrics and the little pattern, I have a little ruler. I got a bunch of these little rulers. Each one has a different one. This one has a little blue plastic ruler. It says Bonnie Stars on it. It has a name written on it. But it's just a little, like, what is it, 6-inch ruler. Each one has one. See, this one has a green one. This one has a white one. And then I have a zipper in each one. This one has a blue zipper. All these zippers I got in my little sewing bundles that I pick up at thrift stores. Each one has a button card, different colors. This one's pink. And each one has a little embroidery floss like this. They all have blue, some sort of blue. This one you can see is kind of turquoisey blue, kind of a bright turquoisey blue. So yeah, I think those are like fun bundles of goodies that I just put together from, you know, things I needed to share. I need to share. So I hope you enjoyed seeing these things, and if you need anything like this, they're all in my shop. And thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the goodies I got together, and I will see you in my next video. Happy crafting and have a great night.